And President Biden announcing an executive order that permanently bans new offshore drilling along most of the U.S. coastline. The executive order is drafted in a way that would make it harder for incoming President Trump to reverse. Daniel Turner, founder and executive director of energy advocacy organization Power the Future, joins me now. What's the scope and scale of this executive order that Biden is putting forward?
Yeah, this is pretty big, considering that about 15% of our oil and gas comes from offshore. That's going to make it really hard to get this drill, baby, drill agenda, which President Trump has pushed. And the way it's crafted, as you mentioned, it's going to be really hard to overturn. I'm sure Trump will, but then it will immediately get thrown into the courts. And Biden has appointed 250 or so judges. And so it will be in a favorable court. And this will give environmental groups a lot of fodder to raise money and to do their activism.
Countries around the world are going in the opposite direction. Let's just put up a map here for everybody to see. These are the countries, Saudi, United Kingdom, Norway, and Brazil, for example, who are expanding their offshore drilling. Why would we decide to pull back?
Well, and that's the crazy thing. China is operating in the Gulf of Mexico. The world's largest offshore oil platform is operated by China in the Gulf of Mexico. It's in international waters. Russia and Norway are operating in the Arctic. And so Joe Biden is saying to Alaskans, you can't operate in the Arctic. He's saying to Texans and Louisianans, you can't operate in the Gulf. But in this case, Russia and China, our enemies are. They are tapping into oil and gas reserves that are basically in America's back pocket. So it's insanity. It really is. And you have to question if anyone listening thinks, well, this is to protect the earth. If this were really about the environment, why did it take 4 years, right? We saw during COVID when Biden administration thought they had the solution, you had to take it, regardless of whether or not you wanted the mask or the vaccine. It was obligatory. If this was really medicine to cure the planet, why did it take the administration 4 years to implement it? So this is just pure politics at its worst.
Okay, so you said that President Trump will try to reverse. It'll end up in the courts, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so we'll have that situation. But is there anything that Congress can do that would leapfrog that?
There is, and this is the power of the Article 1, right? The power of the legislature. And this is where newly elected senators like Senator McCormick from Pennsylvania, right? And Senator Sheehy from Montana, they ran on these platforms that the incumbent Democrats were punishing oil and gas. They were not standing up to Biden. Well, this is a great opportunity for these newly elected senators to say to their constituents who work in these industries, I am here to fight for you. It's a great chance also for senators from Gulf states, from Alaska, Senator Murkowski, Senator Sullivan, newly elected Congressman Begich from Alaska. This is for them to stand up and say, we are putting our industry and our constituents first because we need the jobs, we need the revenue.
Well, we'll see if they do that. Daniel Turner, thanks for joining us today. Enjoy the snow down there in Virginia.
Thank you.
Take care.